Happy Friday. Welcome one, welcome all. If you're here, you matter. Listen, hit that like button on the way in. Can I get a thumbs up in the chat if you guys could hear and see me okay? We're upstairs right now, so backdrop's a little different. We don't usually do a lot of lives on Friday. I've done a few over the years, but not a lot. But we're here for a reason. I'll get to that in a minute. Let me go ahead and check the chat. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Make sure you guys can hear and see me okay. It's been a pretty good week. What up, Kevin? Dazzledorn. What up, PPP? What up? Who else was in here? Mindset. What's up, brother? American Girl. Appreciate y'all. And Aaron. Those are the people I saw here in the beginning. Appreciate that. Marty, what's up, man? How you doing, brother? Hey, dude. How's the family? Chino, what's up? What's up? So obviously you guys can probably hear me. Appreciate that. Hit that thumbs up on the way in. Drain Swamp. What up? What up? So a couple things this week. Pretty solid week. I don't know about you guys. I kind of wanted to have, I can share the StreamYard link if you guys are interested, but there just seems to be a lot happening just all over the place. The gig world, in the world in general. And this channel is a channel mostly about gig work. I mean, it's 97% about gig work, and 99% of the people that watch it do gig work, but that's not who we are. It's not all that we are. So tonight, in lieu of recent events, we can make tonight maybe a debate show, a topic show. What do you guys have going on? What questions do you have? What questions do you want to pose? What do you have going on? What are you worried about? What do you disagree about? What opinion do you have tonight? Maybe you're working, a lot of you guys are probably working this Friday night, right? Maybe you're not, and you can come up on the panel show and just have a debate about what's going on. Anything that you have on your mind. Made some videos this week. A couple of them you guys really seem to like. I'm talking about trying other apps, getting apps out of the trash. Made $3,000 and drove 400 miles, which is what I did on the catering app. And I think the video I made yesterday, some of you guys maybe have questions about. Yesterday after I made that video, I worked a little bit, made almost $500 yesterday. And I wasn't satisfied with it. And I think that rubs some people the wrong way. And I understand why. So we could talk about that as well. But the interesting thing about doing any type of work, there's a channel out there, a friend of mine. I know him. I've met him. I know him personally. His name is JT. Okay? He has a channel called Pocket Watching. He's, JT Pocket Watching with JT, I think is what it's actually called. I've actually been on his channel a couple of years ago. He's been in the chat here and there. He's a busy guy, runs a fantastic channel. He talks about scammers and fraudulent people and just, people giving bad advice. Anyways, I mention that because a lot of us like to watch each other's pockets. The interesting thing about the work that we do, it's market dependent, but then it's also, you do it for your own goals, right? So I guess I kind of want to leave it open to you guys, what you guys have on your mind tonight. Appreciate that. Hit that thumbs up on the way in. Let's get some people in here. Appreciate that very, very much. I see Boss Dashers in the house. Ryan, William, you should be the spokesperson for getting legislation for Prop 22 nationwide. William, that would really upset about half the people that watch this channel, and the other half would probably really like it. But it's interesting because our country is extremely divided on just about most topics. We're split right down the middle because we come from all over the place and we have different reasons for doing many things and different beliefs. So yeah, I don't know I don't know what help I would do with that. I'm not sure if I would help or hurt that cause. I don't know enough about it. But I do know a lot of people that do this work want that. Or the people in California like that. So hey, if you put me in the right room with the right whatever, I can probably be pretty convincing, but I don't know if I'm the right guy for that necessarily. Pedro is a real one. Appreciate that, man. Hit that like or appreciate that. You are real. Appreciate that, G. Appreciate the love. Ryan says, not an opinion, but fact. Western world, USA, Europe, etc. Majority of people have lost their. Yeah, man, it is crazy. I think we're in crazy times right now. I know this is a gig channel. Everybody knows what happened to Charlie Kirk. I mean, it's been a crazy couple of days. And in this 24-year anniversary of 9/11, I remember 24 years ago, right now, I was getting called to go to the hospital because my firstborn child was getting ready to arrive. And I remember going to the hospital right at about this time, almost exactly 24 years ago to the day, and then spending the night. And then my daughter was born the following morning. And so her birthday's tomorrow. She'll be 24 tomorrow. And that was 2 days after 9/11. Like, it's crazy, man, to think about where we were at 9/11 and how we came together as a country. And right now we are more divided. This is the most we've ever been divided in my lifetime. I think in previous times it's been worse, but it's pretty bad, man. Anyways, gig talk. What up, sir? How you doing, man? How's your week? Y'all still hustling? What's up? What's up? What's up? I saw a question you had. I'm not at 100 deliveries yet. I'm Emerald 3 tier on Expedite. I'm at 72 deliveries, so I guess 28 more, and then I'll be at level 4 because all the other metrics will apply. So I've been seeing some positive results with that, but as you know, the catering apps, never know what you're going to get. But I like that I get to see things at 130 in my market, and I've seen some benefits to it. So next step for your Spark account, Chris, I don't know yet. Still waiting on that. Those things do take time, and as things come, I always will give you guys updates. So appreciate that. Um, 60s were pretty bad. The country survived that. 60s were worse than right now in most ways. I think we tend, because social media is so prevalent right now and the information that we get is so quick, and then some of the information is not right and it feeds us. We didn't have that in the 60s. Definitely worse times then, for sure. It was harder for a lot of people in the 60s than it is now. 60s were worse, and you're right. We did get through it, but it's crazy, man. I think the social media and the prevalence of it and the readiness of information, right or wrong, at our fingertips makes things scarier in some ways. So how y'all doing? What topics do you have tonight? I can share the link. Anybody wants to debate about legislation, about this, about earnings, about that, about anything going on, I could do that tonight if you guys are interested. Uh, hit that like and share so we can get some folks in here. Usually Friday isn't the night I go live, so I'm not expecting the typical crowd like on Sunday, but I am here for you guys. I'm home alone. I was gonna work tonight, and I was like, it's been a good week. It's hot in St. Louis. I'm like, let me go home and chill, get some things done. So I stopped my day at about 4 o'clock today, and about 4:30, been chilling. The girls are gone; they're doing some things. It's like, I'm a guy that just it's hard for me to relax. I said, let's just go live and tap in with the people and see what they got going on. Maybe we can debate a few folks tonight. Thanks, appreciate that. Yeah, it should be 24 tomorrow. I'm at 14. 359 deliveries with Uber Eats. You would think I would get a bonus. Yeah, that's a lot of deliveries, man. Oh, yeah, sir. We definitely do not have the best people steering the ship right now. I don't want to make this live political, but some of the things that I've heard today that our leader has said is pretty disgusting. Um, it's bad. It's bad. It's embarrassing for sure. Pedro Estodas just lowering base pay. What you think? It's just lowering. Oh, it's been lowering. It's going to continue to get low. Right now we're at $1 a pop right now if it's a stack. I think eventually we'll go to about 150 or $1 per single delivery. I think we're going to see that. They can change that. I think it's going to happen for sure. Anyone has a support email for Expedite? I can't remember my username, and they don't have an option to change. I see. Well, I know Expedite is also now working with a company called GigSafe. When you get paid, it says you're getting paid by GigSafe instead of delivered. All right. So they're changing a lot of things. That might be why in the last couple of weeks, if you've tried to get a hold of them, I don't have that information readily available right now. I know Serb's in here. He probably has it. Maybe Serb could help you with that. But I know they had a lot of changes with the onboarding, the screening, changing names, having another company help them with the onboarding and or the payment process. So a lot of things are changing over there. Maybe that's why you're having that issue. I see Instacart has been showing you love. Yeah, I showed Instacart love and it's showing me love back. So why I made that video talking about when you throw away apps, you might need to bring them back. And I took Instacart out of the trash, and I'm at $950 this week just with that app. So it's pretty good. Social media plus AI is what really scares me. Yeah, the AI is crazy. What do you think about combo orders? You mean like doubles and stuff? I mean, they can pay good. I'll do anything if it pays well, but I think overall that's a way for them to get more deliveries delivered and pay you less base pay. That's just all the apps do it. Instacart does it, Uber, DoorDash, Spark. They batch orders together so they don't have the singularity issue of paying more drivers more base pay. They can bash them together and lower their labor costs. So it's no different than like employers. Um, basically, if you go to the grocery store and you used to have 10 open lanes and now there's only 5 or 2, and then you got the self checkout, that's a way for them to lower their labor costs. They combine things, right? They make it autonomous in some ways, and they're doing the same thing. The companies are going to autonomy. DoorDash CEO Tony Zhu just talked about the difficulties of it. Uber spending billions of dollars and a lot of partnership deals with Waymo and other companies to autonomize it. A lot of the experts say 5 to 10 years, the ride share is going to be impacted more than the food delivery because a Waymo or an autonomous vehicle doesn't, you can only work 12 hours a day. Those things can work 24. So they're going to be able to do a lot, right? So those things are coming. They're coming. Hit that thumbs up. Appreciate y'all. Full time. How about the Utah governor saying he had hope the shooter was a foreigner? Listen, man, it's embarrassing. I don't want to make it about I should probably have another channel for what's happening right now. I'm not going to get into that, but yeah, I'm going to pray about it. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to pray about it. How many hours do you work a week? Not just active hours. 40. Active out of that 40 is about 36. Because I do have downtime. There's some days where there's about 45 minutes to an hour where I got nothing because I'm waiting on a Costco, and I'm just declining. That happens. Doesn't happen every single day, but some days it does. But yeah, about 40 and then 36 is active. I could work more than 40 if I choose to work a Saturday or Sunday, but those are hit or miss. In the last 6 months, I've worked a few Saturdays and Sundays. So, what is your new strategy that you have been implementing since being back with Instacart? New strategy. I do have minimums on Instacart, but I'm not afraid. I used to not take triples. I will take a triple as long as it's not a lot of items, or if it's a lot of items, sometimes those triples can pay really well. So I'll go to any store, Costco, Restaurant Depot, Aldi, Schnucks. I don't look at item count as much as I do the type of item or the mileage. Because I will shop for 50, 60, 70, 80 items if the mileage is low. I'll also shop for 2 items if the mileage is a little high, but it's paying me good because I look at the totality of time rather than just the initial offer that they're showing me. I used to just look at, I need to get so much per item count. No, I loosened and adapted my restrictions, and my average batch on Costco is about $40 right now. Yeah, Boss Dasher, I've done rides. I still have a rideshare active account with Uber, but I haven't done it in several months. But I still have that. Hit that thumbs up. Appreciate y'all. Let's get the live out. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Kevin, what up? What up? Um, how many? Let me see. Put some questions in and put in the chat. If anybody wants to come up, if you have a topic, you want to debate about something, put it in the chat. It's a Friday night live, so we can make it about anything. This live's for y'all. How many apps do you work at the same time multi-apping? So do you mean I have an active order on each app, or do you mean I just have them on and I just pick and choose the best one? Be a little more specific if you could. Ryan says if the governor even said that, context would probably wished it wasn't another. Yeah, it's crazy, man. To somebody for somebody to die, to get assassinated, murdered, and then to wish that it was from somebody from another country or somebody not from your state. What's it matter? It's a very weird thing to say. I gotta. I mean, we're so divided, and I don't want to do my part to divide us even more. But I'll just leave it at that. What was your job before you gig work, and why did you leave? What's up? What's up? I worked and directed the F&B department of a casino in St. Louis, and before that, I worked at Applebee's for like 15 years. I did 1 year of restaurant consulting, so I did 18 years of restaurant industry stuff. I did every job in a restaurant under the roof of a restaurant, just on. Oh, okay. So I always have Rodeon, Instacart. Um, the catering apps are always on, but usually you're getting them pre-claimed the night before. Occasionally, you might get one that morning for that same day, but that's rare. Happens once or twice a month for me. And then I have Uber Eats on all the time as well. Mindset Manny, what's up, brother? What up, Pedro? I took the challenge. I'm so happy to hear you say that, man. Spend a little time, do a little research. See what you can find in your marketplace. Appreciate you, man. I know you're out there hustling still, probably. Drive safe. Appreciate you dropping that $2 love. Just like a $2. Look at that. I got a $2 DoorDash order from my Mindset Manny, and I'm not even getting my car right now. Appreciate that, man. Agree, but I did he even say it so much here? So yeah. No, I heard it live. It was live. I was listening to it live on KMX radio. KMOX is a local radio station I listen to when I do my gig work. And it was definitely I was listening to it live in live time. So I yeah, it wasn't like a recording video, it was live listening to it. Hey Pedro, been a minute. How's your sobriety? Kevin, what's up, man? How are you? Relationship with God going. Everything's going as good as it can go. Sunday in 2 days, I celebrate 1 year no alcohol. And 1 year no alcohol this Sunday. My last drink was on a Saturday. It's tomorrow. So when I wake up Sunday, 1 year, man, crazy. Instacart can be good when you close to the hourly drops. Yeah, yeah. I've actually had more success with Instacart when I've had a success with the drops, but I have better success off drop times in St. Louis at least. I'll get 70, 60, $50 runs at 11, at 2:30, at 4, at 6 p.m., like all over the place. At in the morning, so all over the place. Thomas, what's up, man? Send a link. I'll put the link in. If somebody wants to come up, you got something on your mind, you want to debate about something, you want to just chop it up. It's Friday. We're doing kind of an impromptu live. Can you talk more about Spark app and immigration fraud issue? I've talked about it, kind of maybe not ad nauseum, but I've definitely mentioned it plenty of times over the last year. Seems like Spark. All I'll say right now about that, it seems like Spark's putting some measures in to stop fraudulent accounts, whether they are from migrant workers, immigrants, illegal immigrants, Americans. There's all different types of fraud on that app from all different types of walks of life. And I think they're doing some things with the verification and the vetting process of checking IDs. At least in St. Louis, I've experienced that when I was on the app. So I applaud them for doing that. They're not going to be able to get rid of everything, but it is what it is. All right, so yeah, appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. All right, let me go ahead and share this link with you guys real quick. I'll put it in. I'm not going to pin it. It doesn't look like we have a bunch of people that want to come up right now, but I'll put it in here real quick. If anyone wants to come up, debate topic show, invite guest, copy. I did see a video from our friend, a guy named Torp. His whole title, I saw it show up on my. I was. I'll tell you why I saw it. It's kind of funny. I went to. So somebody wants to go get him. He can come in tonight. I went. I had to type. I had to YouTube search my name for a particular reason on YouTube, and his video popped up, and his video is Pedro, Mr.BetonYou, Santiago. That's the title. And I watched a couple of minutes of it, and I guess he's got some issues. So if somebody wants to go get Torp, he can come up tonight. All right, there's a link right there. Yeah, guys. All right, I'll go ahead and pin it at the top as well, so that if anybody comes in later, they can click it. Kevin, I see you. Just give me a minute. I'll get you up here, my brother. All right, let's go here. Let's go there. Let's go there. Happy Friday to all the gig workers. Hope you guys are having a good week. Had a good week. Maybe some of you guys aren't working anymore. We're not in the basement. We're obviously upstairs right now in live time on a Friday night. Let me pin this if I can. It's always replace pin message. So let's do that. All right, so the link should be at the top. If you have something you want to debate, you got something on your mind, go ahead and feel free to click the link. I'll bring Kevin up first. He popped right in. Let's not keep him waiting. Kevin, how's it
What's
going,
up,
man?
man?
Is that the Kevin that I know?
Yes, sir. What's going on, man? It's been a minute.
What's up, man? Good to see you, man. You looking good.
Thanks, man. Just getting home from work, and actually, I've
Yeah,
been out
yeah,
for a little bit for a couple hours, just doing some shopping. But I saw you
yeah.
live, and I was like, I haven't talked to Pedro in a year,
Oh God,
easy.
at least a year. So are you? I think the last time I heard what you were doing something with jewelry. Is that accurate?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm a GM of a diamond store over here.
How's it going, man?
I mean, making more money than I ever have, and
That's good. That's good.
yeah, it was a second, just about to be home, but yeah, man, it just the opportunity opened up where to go back in my old industry, and
Hmm.
it just made sense. Obviously, you've talked, I've talked, about if it makes sense, do it, and it just made sense for me.
Yeah, that's what's up. So do you do? any gig work on the side still? I think you just mentioned you were going out for a little bit, or is that, are you talking about something else?
Yeah, I just got back from like picked up some BB Bop for myself,
Okay.
my wife and I, and yeah, I. It's funny. I was talking to my wife the other day, and you just talked about 1 year sobriety. It's been January 1st. I haven't done anything since then.
Congrats, man. Why? What led you to that? If you don't mind sharing with us.
Well, I mean, for those who have seen me on live before, like I used to sell jewelry a lot, and that was what I did prior to doing gig work. And I had a position open up to where I could, easily. I mean, I was making working, I don't know, 45 hours a week, and it was a way to make 70, 80 grand without having to stress about it.
Mm,
And like I said, it just lined up. It made sense. It was good for my family. And man, you're in your car all the time. Sometimes that, the life, you go through the blues, man. And I just got tired of it.
I hear that, man. I'm happy to hear you make that decision because I've it's been almost a year for me, and I definitely saw the benefits right away. And then I went through a time where it's like, oh, this kind of sucks. You know what I mean? You don't
Yeah,
kind of lose that coping mechanism or something, right? You lose
yeah,
something that you've been doing or something that's normal. But it's been, I mean, health wise too. It's just,
yeah,
my mornings are better now. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's just feeling healthier and just having a focus on
yeah,
like family and not myself as much. Um, yeah. But like you mentioned, being in your car by yourself, we already do when you do gig work, if you do it full time,
yeah,
it's actually, in my opinion, Kevin, it's kind of like can be really unhealthy for some people
yeah.
for different reasons, health
And
or
obviously,
mental.
not everyone, because I mean,
Not
I,
everyone,
I go to
no.
my Kroger, and there's this guy that I mean, Pedro. When I tell you, and I look back, and I'm like, that was me. And again, there are some people who that works for their life, and I got 3 kids, man. I can't. I mean, I would go there on my break at 11 o'clock in the morning to go grab some food, or I just left the Kroger now, still there. Like
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah, the money's great, but if you're doing it for 90 hours a week,
Mm. There's a cap. I think if you're doing it and if you're doing it every day, it's a grind.
yeah,
For guys like us that have families and like people that rely on us, it's one thing to provide, but we got to try to find a balance of like also being home and being present and
yeah,
not just chasing the dollars. And I think if you got to chase the dollars, but you're not home
yeah,
an adequate amount of time, then it's you're losing. You're getting one thing, but you're losing something else. At least for me, that's how.
yeah,
That's why I always try to not work the weekends.
yeah.
I had to have a little bit of a balance. Otherwise, I'll just drive myself crazy.
Well, and I mean, stop. And everyone in the chat, stop me if you've heard me. You had a bad customer order. You get home, and you're doing the order. It's taking an hour and a half longer than you thought. You get home, and you're frustrated, and your wife looks at you and go, "What's wrong?" You're like, and you just go off on her.
Mm, mm. And
Like,
and then, I would do that. I would come home and take my work home with me. And, you might do it being a GM of a jewelry place. Like we all have something. But when you take your work home, first, you got three daughters, right? I got two, and I got
two
one at home.
son and $2. Yeah,
Okay, son and two daughters. Your kids don't care. They don't give a fuck about
no,
like what kind of. Oh,
no,
so some lady didn't tip you, daddy? Like what? Really? You're mad
yeah,
about that? And all they
yeah,
want to do is play. It's kind of
yeah,
silly, right?
yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is, man.
Yeah,
Definitely
man. So,
crazy.
so are you not doing just straight gig work now? You got some stuff on the side you're doing, or what's going on?
Well, it's still. I mean, I still do the gig work.
Yeah,
I still got the vending machines. I still do the YouTube. It's mostly just that stuff. I'm working on a few
yeah,
things on the side, but none of it has paid me any money yet.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So I
yeah,
don't. But I feel very blessed, very fortunate to be able to still do it in St. Louis and still have a decent balance.
yeah,
Um, and for me, it's like I haven't seen it. It hasn't gotten to the point where I'm losing out the balance of my family and everything
yeah,
else. So like it still makes sense for me.
yeah,
And I can do it and work on the other things I have going on. And it just kind of makes sense right now.
yeah.
Do I think I'll be doing this 5 years from now? I don't see how in 5 years from now I should not be delivering any food in any capacity.
Hmm.
But I'm just not there yet to where I can stop all the way, if that makes sense.
I mean, and I've been saying this for the last like 3 years. I mean, and even in a lot of my old videos, like in 5 years, it's gonna be the landscape's gonna be 1,000% different.
Oh
Like
yeah.
especially with AI, man. Like that's you think they are gonna stop at just car personless drivers?
Yeah.
Like it's not gonna make sense. It's gonna make a lot more sense to just have, your Krogers, your Myers, just pick it and then someone load it into a car and there you go, off to the next place.
Yep. I mean, some stores in St. Louis, at least, I don't know about where you're at, but they do that already. Like Aldi has one worker in my local Aldi that I live by.
Hmm.
They do basically the Instacart orders. Like the customer that
Yep.
orders it online, they do all the bagging and then they bring it to their car instead
Yeah.
of it being given to an Instacart shopper. So like some of those opportunities are already being either done by an employee or a computer or a robot or AI or something, and eventually that worker within a 5 year window will be replaced to where a robot's picking that
Yeah.
off the shelf and bringing it right to the car. Like
Yeah.
that's going to happen. I mean, it's
Yeah.
happening already in some parts. Parts of Asia and other parts of the world are way ahead of us in this, and
Yeah.
we've started to catch up because the companies see the benefit. So
Yeah. Well, hey man, I'm gonna hop off, go spend time with my wife. But
appreciate you coming up,
it's
man.
good to
Good
see
to
you,
see you.
man. One more,
Yes, sir.
one year down sobriety, man. Another one coming. Let's go, man.
Appreciate you, Kevin. Have a good night, brother.
All right, later.
I love that, man. Listen, I didn't anytime somebody comes up and can share with me that, they have a similarity on the sobriety level, like it makes me happy to hear people making those decisions and seeing some benefits from it. It's a beautiful thing. That's beyond gig work in my opinion. So shout out to Kevin. Shout out to Kevin. So I got the pin. I got the link pinned if anybody wants to come up and chat about whatever you got on your mind. I see. Oh, my buddy's here. He's waiting. Monkey, what's up, bro? How are
Hey,
you? Happy
not
Friday.
much. Yeah. So I saw you make that video about that article.
I did. What do you think about it?
Yeah. Not bad, not bad. A lot of similar opinions too.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. I mean, obviously, it's in, I believe it was 4 or 5 markets, and I referenced those: Florida, Texas, I think Indiana, Nebraska. I think it was those four.
Something
So
like
it'll be interesting to see when they start implementing that system more nationwide. You know what I mean? Like what cities they add.
that. Yeah, they're gonna do it eventually because DoorDash got away with it. So
Yep, I agree with you 100%. And DoorDash obviously saw benefits from that. So
oh yeah,
anything
they
to get
did.
anything that these companies can do to get more orders delivered, they're going to do it. You know what I mean? So
Oh yeah, most definitely. But have you ever tried to do a pet sitting apps before? Because those things pay really good in my market at least.
I have not. I know a buddy of mine, a few people. Shout out to my friend Hannibal. He does a lot of Rover, and that's kind
Yeah,
of like
Rover.
pet sitting, dog. And I know it can be good if you kind of build up that business, but it's not an app that I ever really looked into seriously.
Yeah. Or I'm trying to think of some other apps that I've never seen you talk about. Like I'm you on Amazon?
Amazon Flex? No. A lot of people ask me about that. Have you done that?
I do it in my market, and it's one of my best paying apps because depending on the market, it depends. Like some markets, they're getting like $200 offers to deliver up to 4 hours. In my market, I'm getting anywhere from 75 to 120. If I'm
Mm.
willing to get up at say 3 a.m. and go to the neighboring town, I can sometimes get 140 to $160. And
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 and the routes on average, some they can take anywhere from 15 minutes to max of 4 hours. But if your weather gets bad, they pay you out still. So if they shut the warehouse down because the weather gets real bad, they'll just pay you out. Or they overbook you, or they accidentally send out routes during holidays when they're shut down. They'll still pay you the full amount and just tell you to go home, or just email you and tell you not even to show up and still pay you.
mm, I haven't tried it. I've heard
Yeah,
mixed things in St. Louis about it. I see the Amazon trucks everywhere. And some of them are Amazon employees. Some are obviously the gig flex workers.
yeah,
We have Amazon delivered about once a week or so, like certain packages my girl gets. And
yeah,
usually when we get it, it's always somebody in a regular automobile. So that's probably like the flex driver or whatever. I don't know.
yeah.
I've been reluctant to sign up. Maybe I should. I think it'd probably make for decent content and a decent experience, but it's not
And the
something
and
I've
the
tried
nice
yet.
thing and the nice thing is that's all coming from base pay from them, and not all the
Right.
routes are gonna pay really well. So it's kind of like a lot of delivery apps. You just kind of you gotta see your market, test it out, and see if they're gonna start raising the pay, because it all depends on if the other drivers are willing to wait or not and let the routes go up in price. and stuff like that. And then, and to just see, oh, this is the max that I can go for. So I got a general idea of what I can get prices for and stuff. But it's
Yeah,
pretty good. Because like I said,
yeah.
sometimes they'll literally give you 2 stops and you'll get like $90 out of 2 stops. And it literally takes you like 15 minutes sometimes.
You know what's interesting? You mentioned about that 3 or 4 a.m. time frame. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
against that because I got to get my daughter to school at 8. But like if let's say if I tried it and I woke up at 3 and I got a batch at 4 and I did it in 3 hours. If you're telling me I can make a little bit of money before I got to take the kid to school and maybe be done with my day earlier, that might be something I could utilize or any of us could utilize. And then maybe you shift your focus on when you're working and what time you're able to get home. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like adapting schedule, especially if you're not making good money with your existing apps. You might just need to add something and change your sleep schedule for a little while. Some people are up for that. So it's an interesting
Yeah. But
idea. So
But that also depends if your market has a 24-hour, because some
right,
markets, they just have
right.
micro fulfillment centers where they get packages shipped from a warehouse. So they're only open specific hours. And when they run out, they run out. So it really just depends if you have a large enough fulfillment center to have 24 hours. They usually do the 3 a.m.s.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know there's 3 fulfillment centers that I'm aware of. We have one in Illinois, about 20 minutes from where I live. We have one um, in kind of like your Fenton area, not Fenton, yeah, kind of soccer park area, about 25 minutes from here. And then we got one in St. Charles. So we have several, like 3 or 4 fulfillment centers that are kind of close. And I guess that's where Amazon Flex Driver would go to pick up the route, right?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then, yeah. And then depending on the warehouse, some of them make you scan all the packages, some you just scan a little QR code. But the main issue about Amazon Flex that some drivers I've already know, especially in my market, don't like is they give you zero information about mileage, where you're going, or anything.
Mm.
They just tell you for 3 hours, 3.5, 2 hours, this is what you're gonna get paid. And if it's too far, you can't sit there and complain because they'll say eventually they're just gonna deactivate you for not wanting to do the routes. So you don't know
So
prior to any info.
it shows you how many drop offs you have, though. Is that accurate?
Nope. No.
So,
All it
oh,
shows
really?
you on the app is for X number of hours, you can that's what you're gonna get paid. Once you arrive at the warehouse, you scan a QR code, then you're giving how many stops and
Oh, see,
and
I
how
don't know if
far.
I would like, I don't know if I'd like that. I like to
But the
know where I'm going and stuff. I mean, I
but
don't know. That's crazy.
but depending on, but it's one of those things. You might have a local Facebook group for it or something like that too, and you can see what the routes look like. Because like in my area, sometimes I get far, but most of the time I'm in my town, and I'm usually done in less than 2 hours on average for the vast majority of my routes. To the point where
Interesting.
for the and then like I said, some days I've shown up like 4th of July, they gave me a route, nothing. I got paid out. Easter, they were closed, got paid out for that. Or I've
Really?
shown up and they're like, and I've shown up and they're like, oh, we just gave out our last route. Have a nice day, and they just paid me out.
That's
I've got
interesting. Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's not the
Wow.
only app that's it's not the only app that's done that because I've done some temporary employment apps too. Like Circle K has their own, and the Circle K one, you show up, you talk to the manager, like, oh, we have no work for you today. Boom, $60, and they just say, and you just go home. That's at
Interesting.
smaller Circle Ks. Yeah, and then I've also experimented with apps for what do you call it, mystery shopping. Most of them don't
Yeah.
pay well, but the Circle K app also has mystery shopping. And so if you do Instacart, you can kind of double it up a little bit because sometimes, at least in my market, they send me $25 just take photos of the demo carts in the Sam's Club. So while I'm doing Instacart work, I'm just spending an extra like 2-3 minutes to
Yeah.
take some photos of the demo carts, and
I've
then
heard
and then
about
boom, an extra
that.
$25.
I've heard
Yeah,
about the mystery shop slash photo slash,
yeah,
and
that's
that's
stuff.
interesting to me because yeah, I'm at a lot of where a lot of us are at a lot of stores, especially doing shopping. If you could like,
Yeah.
if you're already making $25 on the Instacart, let's just say, and they want to, and then on another application, another opportunity, you make another 25, and you're already in the store, and you just add 5 or 10 minutes to your time frame, that you're doubling your money in some cases. That's interesting.
Well,
We
in
used to
my
have so.
experience,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
but in my experience, based on my market though, most of those apps really aren't paying that well. For whatever
Mhm.
reason, I've only ever gotten a good offer through the same one that Circle K does, and they send me Sam's Club to just take 3 photos of the demo carts.
That's
And I've gotten paid
interesting.
$18 to sit outside of Verizon one time because they just said answer a bunch of questions and then take a photo in front of Verizon proving that you were there. And I got $18 to sit in my car for 5 minutes.
It's almost like they're paying us to like stock businesses. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they're technically like you're technically supposed to go in there, but how are they tracking that you actually go in there, talk to employees, and trying to pretend to be a mystery shopper?
Right.
That's the only
Yeah.
problem I see with that. And then other ones that I've tried, they've only been paying me like $6-7. So it's kind of hit or miss. I've even tried survey platforms. I've never recommended Soul ever do surveys. Those things don't pay you for nothing.
Yeah. You got to do a lot. Yeah. And it's
No, and have to
interesting. I
and
used
have
to
to
work at a company, Kids R Us slash Toys R Us, before when they were around. They were a big deal in
yeah,
the 80s and 90s and early 2000s, and it kind of faded after that. But we
yeah,
would have mystery shop people. We get mystery shopped like once a quarter, right? So four
yeah,
times a year, somebody would come in plain clothes, act like a customer, and then rate us on certain, things that they were looking for. Did we greet them? Time of the checkout? Was this in stock? Did somebody say hello? Like, were they nice?
yeah,
Like, and did they try to upsell? And it's interesting because when I think of mystery shop, I think of like an old way that a company would think about like gathering information on their business. You know what I mean? But I guess companies are still doing it. It's just so odd to me. But yeah, I remember we used to have that at
yeah,
Kids R Us.
yeah. And then another thing is like I'm trying to get on some more apps that are like Amazon Flex because another company. Uni is what it's called. I've seen as when I've dropped off Amazon packages, I've seen packages from them, and when I've called their customer service to see why I can't get on, they start talking about Timu or something. So maybe Timu uses this company called Uni, and it's just like Amazon Flex. Just it's a different
Interesting.
some Canadian company. And then I've seen packages while dropping off from another company called SpeedX, and I and then I've seen a few of the Amazon drivers in my area on the local Facebook group talk about doing SpeedX, but I don't know how to get onto that one either. But they look
Hmm.
just like alternatives to Amazon Flex, so it's just more opportunity out there if you may not
Yeah.
know about that kind of stuff.
Yeah. It's interesting. I appreciate you bringing up the Amazon Flex thing. Hey, listen, you gave me that great info on the Uber Eats stuff. If you got anything on Amazon Flex that you experience, shoot it my way. We could talk via email, and maybe I can make a video about something that you see or something that you think Amazon Flex drivers need to know about. Definitely keep me in mind. And if you got something good, I'd love to share with the
Well,
community.
I can
So,
already tell you this straight up. Amazon Flex drivers, again, this does depend on market, but they need to learn to just wait. They are ruining their cars. Sometimes they're asked to go 40 miles, 60 miles, and they're accepting routes for like 40, 50, 55, $60. And they're like, well, I'm not going to get nothing. It's better than nothing. And it's just the attitude that they have. And you can get more doing one Instacart, doing less miles sometimes.
yeah, I know. Yeah, you're absolutely right about that.
And then when you try to sit there and explain it to them, they act like you're the problem.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
interesting. It's interesting.
Stop caring about what other people do. Mind your own business. And I'm like, I am minding my own business. I'm trying to help myself, which would in turn help you.
Are you working right now?
No, I'm actually waiting to get an offer on Instacart right now.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna let the next person come up if they like. I appreciate you giving us some time, and hey, be safe and happy
Yeah.
earning on Friday night, man.
All right. Thank you.
Appreciate you. All right. Ryan, I'm gonna put this up here. Just he says just watch some of Charlie Kirk's Widow. Excellent. So I guess she came out and spoke. I'll have to watch it later. Um, Shout out to that family. I do want to say that it's like I can't imagine what she's going through. I really think about her and them kids, man. It's crazy. So, um, yeah, that's wild. I'll watch it later. Ryan, appreciate you letting us know that. I'll definitely check that out. SpeedX is cross border. I don't know what that cross border thing means, but um, all right. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and get that done. Anybody else wants to come up? I got the link pinned. It is Friday. Lots going on, but I wanted to come on here and go live and see if anybody wanted to chat about anything or come up and say a few words, whatever. Appreciate y'all. Let me check something real quick. Yeah. Hold on, y'all. answer a little text message. All right, let's see. All right, there we go. All right, you got questions, comments, concerns? Put them in the chat. Happy Friday, happy earning. How y'all doing? Canada to the USA cross border. Oh, that's what you're talking about. Got it. I want to build a business to challenge DoorDash. Oh, wow. You got $100 million to start? That's probably what you're going to need to start. I want to build. I want to build a business. There are companies that do things on a local level, and that still costs a lot. But that's really the best way to combat it is on a local level, because DoorDash does try to get a lot of, and they have a lot of local businesses in various communities across this country, and you could build something on a local level and take some of those opportunities. It's going to be hard to make a dent, but it doesn't mean you can't make a difference, right? People aren't used to going live Friday. Yeah, it's all good, man. I wanted to go live more for me than y'all, actually. Maybe a combination, but I was sitting around just chilling. I was like, you know what? I'll just go live. I'll just go live. All I need is a backer. Nobody will be my idea. Well, maybe. What's your idea? Bring it to us right now. Bring it to the 50 people that are watching. Hit that thumbs up. Appreciate y'all very much. Drain the Swamp, 53. Appreciate you being a channel member. What's your idea? How would you fix the gig economy? What would you do? What could you do better than DoorDash? And you can't pay your drivers more because you're not going to make any money if you do that. So what's the implementations you would put in? I wish I could tell. H3X. Let me see. I got a question, Pedro. What do you do daily to stay energized? What is your go-to to stay energized? It's a great question. What do you do daily to stay energized? Okay. I start my day every day for, let's see, I got my journal on January 9th of my birthday, 2024. So almost I guess almost a year, 9 months or so. Every day, the first one or two things I do is I wake up and I journal and I write down 3 things I want to achieve, 3 things I'm grateful for, and like a daily affirmation for myself. That's how I start my day. I also end my day with that same journal with different things about my day. But that's a way for me to stay energized, focused. Some days I'll have a little coffee. Maybe I take a little stroll, walk outside, wake my daughter up, get her ready for school if it's a school day, or do some. So that's what I do to I start my day with something positive and reflective. And what can I do for other people? Like I start with my energy comes from my mindset when I start my day. And then lately, the last several months, I've been, obviously working sometimes at 6:30 in the morning when my daughter wasn't in school. Now she's in school, so I turn the apps on at 8 o'clock after I take her to school. So that's how I start my day. I get my energy from journaling in the morning, setting my day up, 3 goals. What am I going to work on? I don't always hit those goals every day. Things happen, and I'll take that whatever I didn't hit. It just bleeds on to the next day. But it's a way for me to stay energized and focused because to me they're two in the same. So great question. Appreciate that. Let me read some other ones here. You should do a segment every week of you and your viewers' worst offers of the week. That's not a bad idea. You guys can send me things. I know the rideshare guy, Sergio and Chris, they have a Show Me the Money, and they have a lot of some of the lives that I've seen. They'll put screenshots up of offers and stuff. So we could do that with delivery. It's not bad. Antoine, what's up, man? Let's see. I have seen people in my neck of the woods doing Amazon Flex from Chicago. That's at least 40 miles and over an hour drive one way. She told me what she got paid. I didn't think it was enough. Yeah, I wouldn't want to, my kind of car, I don't know if Amazon Flex would be worth it. I think some would be, but I think if I did Amazon Flex too much, I think I'd be driving a lot more than I drive now, and it would suck some of my profits. Plus, put more wear and tear on my car. So if I ever did it, I think I would do it for content and the experience, and to give my opinion on it. But I don't think it'd be an app that I would really look to really do good earnings long term, if that makes sense. I could be wrong though. Driving is my therapy. See, you know what's interesting? I don't really like to drive. I don't enjoy. I drive a lot. I've driven all over this country. I don't really enjoy it though. It's interesting because I do that for a living, right? But I really don't enjoy driving. I just don't. I just don't. I just don't like it. It's especially if I'm driving a destination that's 5 hours or more. I just get really angry. I just want to get there, and I get annoyed easily. So it's funny. Shopping is my therapy when I'm getting paid. You know what? What's up, Jeremy Shops? Jeremy represent the STL area. Yeah, I'm now that I'm doing mostly shopping on these apps with Instacart. God, I'm becoming really fast at it too. Unless I can't find an item, and that happens. But yeah, I don't mind it. I don't mind shopping at all. I know a lot of people don't like it. I really don't mind it. Really don't. I kind of like it, especially if it's Costco. You get the little snacks and stuff. They got the little samples and things, and then I can grab a hot dog and a soda for $1.50 on the way out. Like it's fantastic. And Aldi's, forget about that. I know where everything is in Aldi. I can shop 50 items at Aldi in like 15 minutes. It takes me longer sometimes to check it out and bag it than it does for me to find 50 items. So yeah, slow week here. I'm at 850 for the week. Still got Sunday in my back pocket. That's okay. Sunday, if it's been slow this week, I bet Sunday is going to be a good day for you. This week was good for me. I had a couple of really good catering, so that really helped the earnings. But I've had Instacart was pretty good. Roadie, I don't think I made anything. I think I did one roadie this week. And Uber Eats, I think I'm at like $220 in earnings, so not a lot on that app. But Florida represent. What up? What up? Drop your in the chat. Appreciate the 61 of y'all. Hit that thumbs up. What market are you representing? We're doing an impromptu Friday live show. I'm on my way to Diamond Instacart, almost there. It's been fun. Yeah, it can be a grind. It can be a grind. I was seeing, honestly though, to be transparent, I was seeing good orders when I was not Diamond on Instacart. Now I just get that priority access on some of the drops as far as timing. But then I also situationally think it does make a difference with what you see from a timing aspect. And I also believe the customer sees that you're diamond on there. They see how many deliveries, and I think subconsciously, when a customer sees that you're like a top tier shopper, it gives them a little more confidence, especially when you're a man, that you're going to do a better job. And I see a lot more increased tips. I think in part because of that, and they don't worry about you as much. And like, there's benefits to it. Some people will argue, some people might disagree with that, but that's what I see in St. Louis. I got deactivated from DoorDash about 14 months ago. I got my account back like 8 months ago, but I just don't do it. I just get tired of seeing all the trash. So one food delivery app I have that's like that, I just keep Uber Eats on and take what's good, and that's it. Cleveland is a city where I come from, so run, run. Random Ryan, what up? Go Bears. Bro, that was brutal on Monday night. And if we can't go 0-2, that Lions game's going to be in Detroit. Woo, interesting. Yeah, that Monday was just silly, man. A tale of two halves. I'll just leave it at that. Dash in Nebraska, what up? Representing Nebraska. Have you gotten any feedback on DoorDash new tier system based on points of all your metrics? Had it for about a week. DoorDash needs to do some work. I have not really gotten any feedback on that yet. No. Right now it's slow. Can't wait for snowbirds to come. So you're in Florida, right? Yeah. Yeah, listen, the next 3 months, guys, we're really October, November, December. That's the money making months for most of the apps. So be ready for some increased earnings. Okay. And then if you're in a market where you have weather that can be up and down, that's St. Louis, that's Cleveland, that's Nebraska, right? There's money to be made when the weather's bad. So be ready to make some good money for this holiday season. I think the economy is a little shaky, job report not looking great, but people are still ordering things, and we will see an uptick in orders. Okay, in most markets, if you take the summer months in the first part of fall, it can be slow in some places, but then in those places and everywhere else that was normal, it will ramp up, especially with the catering. If you have a catering app, businesses with their parties and events and holiday stuff, and people that are working, not wanting to go out for lunch because maybe it's cold or maybe it's snowing or whatever, you're going to see an uptick in orders. And an uptick in order means uptick in opportunity. Doesn't mean all opportunities are good, but we do want to see more opportunities because that does equate to more earnings overall. I believe that. Okay. If your device, if you see 100 offers on all the platforms per day, or if you see only 50, I bet if you see twice as many opportunities, you will make more money. Of course it's true, Jackson. Of course. Appreciate y'all for spending some time with me on this lonely Friday night. Delivery will be twice as big year after year. On most of the apps, yeah. And then I think eventually we're going to start to see things shift. Autonomy is here, guys. It's coming. Okay, it's not going to happen like that, but it's a slow burn. Not so much in food delivery, but definitely in the rideshare. It's happening. More markets are starting to add those vehicles. I've been in a vehicle. Some of y'all might have seen a video when I was in Cali. I took like 4 Waymos. It's interesting. It's interesting. I'll say that. You have to make about 1,100 a week in summer. 1,500 when snow starts to fly. There you go. That's a big increase. Think about that. Extra $400, an extra $1,600 a month. That's a lot of money, right? That's a big increase. And really, for most of us, you're going to be working in the same amount of hours, but you are working in inclement weather, so you have to be careful with that. But $400 extra a week is really, really nice. All right, let's take a small little break here. Let me check something here. Let's see what time it is. We've all been on almost an hour, right? Appreciate all the love tonight. I thought maybe we'd have somebody that would want to debate me tonight. But it's Friday. People are doing other things. It's okay. All right. What else you guys got on your mind this evening? Mm-hmm. You talking about the Canelo Crawford fight? I'm assuming is that tomorrow. I heard about a fight. I didn't know it was tomorrow. No, we got a birthday party to go to. We got a lot of things. I won't be watching the fight, but I'd like to, but I won't be. I'm rooting for Canelo though. But it's gonna be tough. I kind of I like both of those guys, but I'm definitely gonna root for Canelo in that fight. If that's the one you're talking about, unless there's a UFC fight, I'm unaware of. I know there's a lot of UFCs on Saturday, right? But I'm not. I don't watch as much UFC. But the Canelo Crawford fight. That's the big one that I know about, man. I don't know when it was, but I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. I'm noticing in my area, Palm Coast, there's not much orders going on. That's why I drive to another city because it's not busy. Yeah, you got to adapt. Palm Coast that's Florida? Crawford versus Canelo. Yeah. Who you going for in that fight? Who do you think's going to win? Oh, I mean, it should be. But sometimes those big fights with the big name guys, when they're both they're both out of their prime. Wish we would have fought about 4 or 5 years ago, but sometimes those fights aren't the good ones. It's good because that's who everybody wants. The eyeballs want them. But sometimes the bad fights on guys that I'd never even heard of, but they actually fight each other. So we'll see. Hope for a good one. Florida. Okay, yeah, Canelo. Yeah, for sure. Canelo, the redhead Mexican man. Love that guy. He's a beast. He's a beast. He's a pit bull, man. His neck's the size of it's crazy. Size of my thighs. It's nuts. Florida, yeah. What up, Clint? Right. Styles make fights. Yeah. I like watching, the heavyweight division just hasn't been good for basically the 90s. Since the 90s, really the 80s. But I like watching the guys that are like my size fight. The skill those guys have. They all have skill, but I like watching guys that are like 160 or less. Those guys are they're fast and powerful. It's fun to watch. You know what? Not really. I was gonna place a parlay bet maybe for the Sunday games, but I don't do it regularly. I'll usually place 2 or 3 a year with the NFL or something, but no, I'm not a bettor. Not nah. I like to keep my money. MMA give fights for charity. Ah. Nobody would watch that. I'll say this: I'd be game. I put the gloves on. I would totally put the gloves on. I would put the gloves on for charity and go at anybody that's a gig content creator. I would totally do that, and I like my chances against anybody in this community. Trust and believe that. That would be fun. So if I would only do it for charity though, and it'd be done out of love and respect. It wouldn't be like on some hate shit, you know. But I definitely would put the gloves on. I would do that. I like my chances. Chris, there you go. You already know. I missed that. I should have said that. I should have said that. How did I miss that? He opened it. He opened up for me, and I totally missed it. Uh, I would totally do some charity boxing, man. First, it probably be me and Trader. Shout out to my boy Trader. It's all love. He's got reach. He's tall, but we're like close to each other, so it'd be like a regional thing. It'd be like me versus Trader in a boxing match, and then maybe I'd go see Nugs in Cleveland or Ohio. You know, who else is close? It'd be like a Midwest, and you get all the East Coast and West Coast, and then like south down south, and then you have like four regions of gig tuber boxers, and then you have a final four who's representing a region. Then you have the finale. I'll tell you this right now, I like my chances. I like my chances. And this ain't no, don't start anything. We're just talking. It's for charity, guys. All right, don't get your feelings hurt. I'll say this: I like my chances versus anybody doing anything physical with sports in this community. I like my chances 100%, especially in basketball. What up, Bigfoot? What's up, man? What you got on your mind? Is this Mr. Pedro? I go way back, brother. You still going strong? Hey, yeah, man. Impromptu Friday Night Live, still doing my thing, man. Good to see you here. I know Bigfoot. How you doing, man? One of the best avatar emojis in the gig economy. Bigfoot. What else you guys got on your mind? We're at the hour mark. I'll probably end pretty soon. What the? Hold on a second. Boo, 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 boo. All right. I'm such a big fan of yours. I watch your videos. I learn so much from you about order and stuff. Thank you. So, hey, appreciate the support. I try to do what I can. Not every video is going to be for everybody, but I try to just give my perspective. Pay to drive first Trader. I got Trader in that one. Pay to drive looks like he's not in good shape. I'll just say that. He looks like he'd be out of breath after 30 seconds. Oh, Cray. As soon as I mention basketball, she's got to come in here, running her mouth. Cray. You know what's funny, Cray? I played basketball for the first time in a long time on last Sunday. And my legs were so sore. I played for like 2 hours, basically a full basketball game. That Tuesday, so 2 days after, oh my God, I was walking around like an old man. I played okay. Could have played better. We didn't play full court. That's where I like to play. We played halves, 3-on-3 and 4-on-4. But one day, Cray, we're gonna have to live stream it though, because I don't want no excuses. I worked at Walmart. I'm tired, Pedro. I want no excuses when I get in that. I don't want none. Shout out to Cray. Appreciate you. How you doing? Can't beat me in hoops. The moment I mention basketball, Cray comes in, running her mouth. I appreciate y'all. We're gonna end the live. We're just in about a minute and a half, about a minute, because we'll be at the hour mark. Lauren says I just took the advice you gave Mindset Manny on a video. I just let go of 40K in income and decided to use deliveries to replace it, and DoorDash won't cut it. Lauren, I wish you the best. Definitely look at the opportunities where you live. Couple that with the main apps, but there's going to be a lot of things you might be able to find by doing some research. So I'm really happy that you're here. Really happy you saw that video. Mindset Manny was here earlier. He said he's did that this week as well. He's looking at some opportunities because we all know the major players, but sometimes the other apps that a lot of us don't talk about, the app that you might not know about, the opportunity you might not know about, is a click away and a sign up away. So really happy to hear you say that. Drain the Swamp with the $10. What a way to end the stream. If you can find an investor for a gig app, I am more than confident we can take the market share. Why don't you email me, mr.betonyu81@gmail.com. I'd love to talk to you offline in a confidential way. Um, great. Yeah, but Lauren, listen, keep the eyes and ears open and do your market research in your marketplace because there's a lot of opportunities. Big A's, Diecast, what up? Finally catch it. I'm about to leave here. I've been on for an hour, but hey, good to see you. And Swamp, appreciate that 10. Appreciate all the love. I think Mindset Manny gave $2 earlier. Appreciate all the thumbs up. I just wanted to go live tonight. I thought maybe anybody would want to come and debate and we can get a little fiery. But hey, tonight wasn't that. People are busy. They're doing other things. But I do plan a live on this Sunday, pending nothing else goes on that's bad. So we'll be back with some topics on Sunday. Open panel again. I'm really liking those vibes, getting back to that. And I will have a couple of videos tomorrow. I got a solo video I'm going to be filming tomorrow for you guys about a new update to the app and an opportunity. Was supposed to make it last week, but things had to be postponed. That video will drop tomorrow afternoon. And then I'll have another video about earnings tomorrow night. And then we will be live on Sunday. If you're out making money, be safe, make good selections. If you are around somebody or will be around a family or friend right now or later, give them a hug. Tell them you love them. A lot of crazy things going on in this world right now. Nothing is promised. Be kind to your family and friends and tell them that you love them. That might change their day. And I love each and every one of you. And I'll see you in the next live.